What is up, people? This is the Vinyl Casket, home to the lamest taste. My name is Nick, your hostess with the leastest, and you can check out the Vinyl Casket on Twitch and YouTube at the Vinyl Casket, all one word, where you can subscribe, like, comment, hit the bell for much, much more. We've been doing a lot of trailer reactions on the channel, and now we're going to start picking up, and we're going to go back to doing movie and TV reviews. With that being said, this is going to be the first of two things themed around the same concept. We are going to be doing a review on the 2023 movie Teen Wolf, the movie. Paramount Plus original movie. I believe it was in theaters for about like 3 or 4 days and then went straight to Paramount Plus. It premiered January 26, 2023, and featured a large portion of the cast of the original series returning. This movie takes place 15 years after season 3. After is that the ending of season 3? Yeah, I believe the end of season, like towards the end of season 3, this takes place 15 years. They mention in the movie that it's been 15 years since Allison passes away. Huge spoiler for this whole review. Allison comes back. With Allison coming back, this means that she's been dead for 15 years. That means season 15 happened 15 years ago from this. Meaning that the 6th season was 2 years after that. So that's 13 years. So we're seeing some of these characters for the first time in 13 years in the continuity. They're supposed to have aged 13 years since the last time we saw them. I don't know if some of them, not all of them, but we're going to get into this review. I like the series. I have something coming up real soon. It's going to be episode 2 of Rewind Reviews, a series that it's my passion project. I really want to do it. I started off with Fighting in the Family, which was something I love wrestling. I'd never seen it. I really wanted to watch it. I wanted to do a deeper review, and it wasn't like a recent movie, so I didn't have a reason. I didn't watch the trailer. I didn't have a reason to review it. Rewind Reviews is my way to talk about movies that I personally love, or ideas, concepts, series that I love that might not have anything to do with with trailers or anything. Like, I have no connection. Like, I watch this trailer, I want to review it. This is just my reason, my passion project, to talk about things, and they're going to be more detailed reviews oriented with my experience over the actual product. So the Teen Wolf seasons 1 through 6 series overview will be the next episode 2. But first we're going to talk about the movie. So I just watched the whole series, and then me and my wife watched the movie. It is currently July 2023. This came out in January 2023. So it took us a little while to catch up, but we did. Film wise, editing wise, technical aspect, obviously Paramount, big studio, everything across the board is standard. Transformations were cool. All that stuff is cool. I like the stadium stuff. I think technically, we'll get it out of the way, solid. 5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5. Didn't blow my socks off. Nothing out of the box. Very standard for that. Story. I think, and another spoiler, I have some very strong opinions about this movie. So, story. I think it's pretty solid. Interesting concept. I think for certain other aspects that affect this movie, I don't think this was the proper story direction to go. So the story basically is a rehash of the Nagitsune damn it. Kitsune is the fox, and then Nagitsune is the demon, the evil. So many weird words I'm saying. Nagitsune is the evil demon that takes over Styles in season 3 and turns him into Void Styles. He was the big villain. It was the little firefly that was sealed in the Negatom, the tree, the big tree. It was sealed in there. It got out. Whole big storyline in season 3. The second half of season 3. Basically, it was sealed in a box with the Triskelion on it, and it was in Japan. Brand new character and Liam are guarding it, living in Japan for some reason. Never get the background story on that. And this guy, this hooded figure, asking riddles like the Nagitsune did, attacks him, gets it, releases it. Right? Releases the Nagitsune, and we go in the story where they team up together to take out Scott. With that being said, with something happening, because of Nagitsune, who the Oni from the Nagitsune killed Allison, triggers Scott, the main character, to start to see Allison. Then her dad also starts to see Allison. So then they come together and they start to meet up. Everyone starts to see and hear things. We don't really get a full explanation why. I'm assuming it has to be connected to the spirit that caused her to be dead coming back, brought her spirit back. It was contacting them. They did a whole ritual with the Negatom and brought her back to life. But she doesn't remember them and thinks that she's a hunter and tries hunting down everyone and killing everyone, all the werewolves. And it's this crazy story, right? Interesting. Eventually she remembers who it is. She's back to life after 15 years of being dead. And she reconnects her relationship with Scott, and Scott saves the day, right? Fine and good. The problems occur with this story is that because of underlying production issues with the production staff, there, as far as we know, there was contract issues with the person that played Kira, who was a Kitsune, who was the main protagonist part of that story, because she's a Kitsune. We get 2 more Kitsunes in the storyline without any explanation who they are, almost no background information, nothing. They play zero to no role, except one dies to give him Oni, and the other one there, like once or twice, uses Foxfire, without any idea who they are, what their connection to anyone is, nothing. She wants to be paid the same as everybody else. For some reason, they didn't. The person that plays Styles decided, no, I'm not. Who's probably the biggest actor in this group. Tyler Hoechlin is up there, but is probably the biggest actor to come out of the show. He says, I'm not doing it unless you pay her right. And they decided not to include either of them and do a whole story where the premise of the original connection, they were the 2 main characters besides Scott. So you have this creature that was inside Styles' head, it now comes to life because you can't use Styles. You reference Styles. It was just annoying that they picked a storyline that would have been so much better if those 2 characters were brought back. Yeah, okay, whatever. What other things? Makes this big family stuff. I'm now just pointing out the things I didn't like, because I think that the acting was great. I think that the story was okay. And I think the technical capabilities of this film were great. So the only problem here is the choices that they made and the characters they didn't bring back. And this review is going way longer than I wanted to, but in what I want to say, I'm probably rambling, is that there were a lot of loopholes, a lot of characters missing. They say bring everybody, they didn't bring everybody. They changed a lot of relationship pipelines just to make this whole Scott gets back together with Allison thing work. End of season 3, Scott is with Malia. Malia ends up with the Hellhound. Doesn't make any sense. They say Styles and what's her name broke up because she kept having visions of him dying. Like, stupid choices they had to make because of stupid decisions they made. They didn't bring back Isaac, who's my favorite character, who ended Allison's story being Allison's boyfriend and going off with her father, and then he never returns. So that's a whole big thing with the show. But they brought back Jackson, not the twin. They never ever mention or ever bring back Derek's sister. They don't say who Derek's wife or who mothered his child. They have Derek have a child who's like 16, 17, 18, something. I think he's 16. They never mention who his mother is. They never mention where Derek's sister is. Peter has an accent and is pretending to be Sherlock Holmes. Malia's living and working because Peter's her dad, at their auto shop. All sorts of weird things that were cool but don't make sense when you start to think about them. And that's my issue. I'm going to give this movie out of 5. I'm giving it a 3. Giving it a 3 out of 5. I'm sorry. I want to love it. I love the series. I just think there was so many plot holes and things that, because of staffing choices, contract issues, obsessions with this plot, when you could have brought anyone else, any other villain back. Being that you left season 6 with there being a massive hunter running around the world trying to take out werewolves, you could have just played on that. 15 years later, the hunters are still it got bigger and bigger. It's gotten worse than it ever is in other places outside of Beacon Hills. And they activated something that triggered a spirit to get Allison back in everyone's head. They summon Allison. They have a problem with Allison. They get her back on her side, and they use Allison's help to take out the hunters because she is a hunter. That should have been the plot, and that's all I gotta say. Long review, way longer than it needed to be. Tune into Rewind Reviews episode 2 when it comes out. Remember, this is, if you guys have anything else to add, questions you want to ask me, you want to talk about this, the comments are open. Positive area, positive comments. This is the home to Lamest Taste. This is the Vinyl Casket, where you can subscribe, like, and comment. Head over to Twitch and YouTube at the Vinyl Casket Comics, all one word. Vinyl Casket, that's my Instagram. The Vinyl Casket, all one word, where you can subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell for much, much more. Really appreciate that. I'm giving Teen Wolf the movie, premiering January 26, 2023, a 3 out of 5. I'm very frustrated about it. Paramount Plus original. It's on Paramount Plus. It is a good watch. If you like the show, I do suggest it, but it's going to leave a sour taste in your mouth at the end. You're going to be like, why? Why do they make is there a spinoff coming? Is Wolfpack connecting to this? Who knows? With that being said, guys, remember to do me a massive favor and stay lame.